What was meant to be a brief, possibly romantic trip to Bloomberg for Nana and Sir spiraled into a chaotic overnight stay for the two of them and for Mystical, who somehow got swept into the mess. Lady Carol sends Nana, Sir, and Mystical to the store to pick up groceries for the brunch she plans to host once Santa returns from delivering gifts from around the world. After dropping the groceries off for Peeper to prep, the trio greets Santa as he arrives. He turns to Mystical. Have you been a good girl and called my number yet? When she admits she hasn't, he simply nods and walks inside. They're invited to brunch with everyone. The spirit Phil invites himself too. Lady Carol forbids adding an extra chair, so Mystical is forced to eat standing in the kitchen despite Nana's protests. Later, when Mystical tries to use the toilet, Phil drifts in behind her, attempting to claim that seat as well. Done being pushed around, Mystical snaps. She plants her feet, glares straight through the glimmering spirit, and confronts him at last. Phil snapped back. His facial glow collapsed into sharp skeletal angles. Then call the number Santa gave you. The sudden hollowness in his voice made Mystical flinch. Fear rose first, then shame because deep down she felt she misread Santa at the workshop, twisting his attempt to reach out into something it wasn't. Mystical goes to find Santa to apologize. She thinks she found him until she realizes it's only a pile of his clothes, hat, hair, and beard with no Santa inside. Panicked, she summons Lady Carol. Carol stays perfectly calm, gathers her guests, and escorts them to the door. Time to go, Lady Carol orders, ushering them into the cold. Moments later, the sleigh sweeps in. Mystical Nana and Sir climb aboard, and in a blink, they're carried back to Simmermore. Everyone drifts back to Simmermore Park, lured by free food and the blessed absence of Professor Flora, who vanished for the holiday after stocking enough supplies for a medium-sized bear. Snowbird arrives on a snowflake cloud and tells Netta and Nana he has located Miss Marcy and Echo. As Snowbird explains how to reach Echo's location, Professor Flora secretly eavesdrops from behind the fence. Meanwhile, Echo and Miss Marcy are growing unmistakably close. What began as a simple exchange had shifted into something warmer, their voices dropping into low, private tones as they angle towards one another. Anyone passing by would sense it instantly. This moment belongs only to them. Over their intimate dinner, Echo's gentle attention draws Marcy out of her stress. The nymph's presence turns the small table into a pocket of calm. As they wash their hands after eating, Echo seizes the moment and pulls Miss Marcy into a deep, passionate kiss. Marcy is overtaken by the shimmering focus Echo gives her. For all her professionalism and years of wrangling the Claus couple's impossible schedules, she is still human, and no mortal stays steady under the full attention of a nymph. Echo's presence wraps around her like the warmth of a fireplace during winter. And Echo, after 10 long centuries sealed in a cavern with nothing but her own voice, finds herself equally undone. The nearness of Miss Marcy swallows her. It isn't magic, not exactly, just a gravity neither can step away from. Elsewhere in downtown, things are far less calm. Mr. and Mrs. Thanatos host two familiar guests, the thugs who attacked the Flaws during the opening of Echo's chamber. They are Grizz and Zelda, minions of the Thanatos clan. Grizz is the blade. Zelda is the whisper before the blade moves. The Thanatos clan trusts them because they never fail and never question. Grizz and Zelda work in perfect tandem as they cast their spell. Ignorant of the trouble headed their way, no one notices the faint shift in the air triggered by Grizz and Zelda's spell. At Social Point House, the Flaws and their friends are too wrapped up in the New Year preparations to sense anything stirring beneath the surface. Nana sets up the auto DJ to keep mystical tunes flowing into the new year, while Andre shows off his breakdance skills. Sadie's Social prepares the meal for the night's festivities, while the gang relaxes and enjoys the time off. With so many activities at the Social Point House, the group eventually drifts to the second floor, where the movie theater and skating rink await. Most of them distract themselves while waiting for Echo's arrival. Maris sets up in the theater, unaware that Calliope is already inside. Not knowing Calliope's connection to the Thanatos family, Maris innocently invites her to meet Echo with the Flaw team.